Okay, in this example, I have some sales data with totals and goals and profit and so forth. And I'd like to create a couple different graphs, as you see here, that will measure, first of all, what the reps did over the 6-month period, kind of measure them amongst each other, and then also run one where it shows the total that they brought in over the 6 months compared to the goal, or what we hope they would have done in 6 months, and compare that also then with the profit. And when you're looking at numbers like this, it's a little hard to see these kind of pictures. So that's why it's good to create graphs that allow you to do that. So that's what we're going to be doing for this one. So I'm going to go back over to the cell specific, the first one here, and we're going to do our first one that's going to involve just graphing this data here. So we're going to start out first of all by selecting the data just like that. We're going to go back into insert. We're going to go over here to our column and bar chart area. We're going to make this a two-dimensional. So we'll click on to this one right here. There we go. And I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. I'll click away from it first. I'm going to zoom out like that. And then I'm going to take this and pull it down to about here, and then drag it out to about right there. All right, very good. A few things here. I can take the legend that's at the bottom right now, go over here, and change the legend to be at the top instead. And then as far as the title goes, I'll click onto here, hit my formula bar, hit equal, and click onto the title up here. And that way I can link to the title, and if that ever changes later on, it'll update here. Plus it saves me some time typing. I'll bold it. I'll make it a little bit larger. I'll go to the legend. I'll do the same thing there. I'll make that bolded. I think that's all I need to do for that one. All right, so now I can look at this and I can actually see each of the months and see who did the best, who did the worst, kind of go from there. If I flipped it the other way, I click onto here, go back up into design, and I switch the row and columns, these things here, within the graph, I'll get something like that. So I can actually look at the reps to see what their best month was, or I can look at the months and see what the best rep was. It just depends on what you're trying to show. So keep that one in mind. Now, that's good for that one. Now, the next graph we're going to do, this is going to be the one where we're looking at our reps and looking at the total they did, the goal that they're hopefully to meet and surpassed, and then also the profit that they generated. So I'm going to select, first of all, from A2 down to Missy, you much. And then we'll go over here to the total, and I'm going to hold down my control key. And I can actually select both of these and then down to here, because they're next to each other. And then I'll take the profit and pull that one down as well. We want to make sure that these are always even in height, all right? Now once we've done that, we're going to go back and click on to insert again, go back to our column row button there. We'll go two-dimensional or three-dimensional on this one as well. So I'll click onto that. There we go, and then I'll move this one down there, and then I'll pull that across a little bit. And there we go on that one. Again, I can click on the title, hit equal, up on the formula bar, click on the title here, hit enter, go back to home, give myself a little bit more size there, make it bold, and there we go. I can even take the legend as usual. I always like the legend on top for some reason. I don't know. So go on top there. Make that maybe just a little bit bigger. Make it bold. And there we go. Not bad. And if you really start getting into having to get this exactly right and all that, which is a good thing to do, you're going to drive yourself nuts after a while. So be careful. Now, another thing I can do with these graphs is change them up a little bit. If I go back to this first one, go back into my design tab, all right, go over to where we do the change data type, and I tell it that I want to do a stacked bar, okay, like this, hit OK, it does that. Now the advantage of this is I can actually look at the monthly numbers and see which bar is the tallest, and it'll tell me what month did the best, right? On the flip side, if I click on my switch row column, which is in the design, now I can actually see who my best and worst reps were. They're pretty close, but that's how that is. This one might not be that great. I mean, if I click over here and I do the switch row column, I've got that. Does that really tell me much? No, it's, I don't know, maybe it does, but not me, maybe you. So I'll flip it back. I can do that, and I can also, again, stack them. Do something like that. In that case, what is that telling me? Not much, because really you don't normally add up the total and the goal and the profit. I mean, that what is that? That's not a real calculation. I'm just going to hit undo. So that's about it. I mean, that's about the limit that you can do with that. But I appreciate you watching the video. Hopefully this gives you some ideas. Again, I think putting graphs into any worksheet that you have is a great idea, because it helps people who are trying to read the numbers see them maybe more clearly by looking at the picture. Picture tells 1,000 words, as they say, right? All right, well, take care. Appreciate you watching the video.